Hello, everybody. Welcome to 1 month in my forever world. I wanted to share with you how far I've come and all of the different things I've built, and just give you a little tour of all the things that I'm excited about having in my forever world. A month is both a long time and a short time, but I've officially made it past the 2-week stint that we normally end up in Minecraft, or at least I've definitely fallen for those a number of times. So I'm really excited to have made it to my first month, and I'm still feeling pretty strong about continuing working on this. So to start with, I want to show you where my main base of operations is right now on my mushroom island. It's had some work done, generally terraforming wise pretty little. I've kept it very similar, but some interesting changes. I've wanted to go with the teal mushroom look as opposed to the red and brown. So we've kept brown since it's a neutral color, and I've actually I set up a whole a pen with a lightning rod to get a brown mushroom, and I've been slowly replacing all of the red mushrooms with brown ones. Now, don't be worried. There are I will be long-term building on the other mushroom island across the way. And over there, I'm wanting to have more of the red theme and possibly some other sections since that island's a bit bigger. Some other colors that we could do over there, maybe a gradient. Not sure yet. Don't want to overwhelm myself by thinking too hard about that one. But over here, we've got brown mushrooms. And just in case something happens, I do over in my base, if I can waddle my little self on over here, have my first ever brown cow, as well as my brown mushroom cow. I guess brown cows are just in the game, but we've got right here Coffee Bean. That is the one that was struck with lightning, so she's a little extra special. And her partner Strawberry, who gets to hang out in her pen with her. I've also got an unnamed couple of bunnies in here because, you know, why not? Maybe they're pets for my pets. That could be fun. So this is my main base here, which you saw my little cows in. We've got my storage down below. It's not, it's pretty average Minecraft storage. I may do a giant item sorter eventually, but I've done that before and it's so painstakingly slow. We've got a little display here. I'm trying to use the lodestone. So I'm marking down, or is that what they're called? I don't know. I'll put something here if it's something else. But I've got the pale forest, which you saw in the mushrooms. We can look a little bit. I'm heavily using that wood as my main white block for the mushroom stems. We've got the badlands we found. My brother actually joined me for a little bit, so he did a raid and gave me a couple of totems of undying. And we've got my Toyota Camry here. I did kill a wither. Oh, whoops. You might have seen my beacon. We've got something turned on that lets you have a data pack that lets you put down heads so you get mob heads. You can also make tiny blocks of every block if you put it into the stone cutter. So it's just a data pack, not in a full-on mod, and it's really just cosmetic. So something a little fun that I wanted to add. I'm still working on this base. The second floor doesn't have anything in it yet, and the actual mushroom cap has nothing in it. I'm also wanting to add some lights to the top of it. I do have a little drawing that I made that I used as my rough sketch of what I'm gonna have this look like, but so far, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's got a really cute cottagey vibe on the front. I love my little bedroom. I think it's so cute and cozy. We even got a little garden on the side since I actually really enjoy gardening in real life, so I wanted to make sure I had a little one next to my bedroom. And we've got entrances out the wazoo because it's a pretty big, it's a chunky boy, and I didn't want to have to walk all the way to the front. So we've got one on the side, we can go out my bedroom door, and we can go out the back, which is where I've just got my pine trees growing right now for wood farming. So not super exciting right here. But yeah, I'm really excited about this base, and I'm excited to eventually finish it, but I keep putting it off. So what I am working on right now is this over here. This is going to be my villager area. We've got some beds and other various buildings. I'm trying to build them spaces that are, not just cages for my villagers. So we've got our little mining area, and this is my actual mine with my, drop down and my bubble elevator. But we've also got a farmer. I would like this to fill up with some stone cutters so that I can get a fair amount of quartz to build, because, you know, all of these, I'd like to have some white bricks, especially for the more structure style buildings, but still keeping that kind of mushroom palette. So I need a ton of that. The quartz bricks is what I'm looking for, so we'll see on that. But yeah, we've got a little quarry here. I have been using this, actually. This was naturally here, but I've been digging into it to get stone for builds, especially since it's just in range of the beacon, so I can get that haste 2 on my pickaxe. This building was inspired. I'll put up a picture and an @ to the person who I am following loosely on their build. You'll be able to see the inspiration, but I'm definitely changing some of the palette, some of the roof. Things are in slightly different locations, but you can clearly see it's heavily inspired. I struggle with roofs, so I wanted to make them a little bit more mushroom themed, but this is I'm putting it off now. I did try to villager proof it since they've already started inhabiting it, so there's a lot of fences around that may end up going away. I'm not planning to have this remain as like an open roof up here. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would, honestly, like this, but this is a short-term plan up here. I'm planning to put more in. And this side I should probably put a room. Maybe I'll make this a tiny library or something. I did add a fence gate here so that I can jump off here if I feel like it, which has been nice. And yeah, it's got a number of beds in there, and it's right next to the farm, which is because I'm hoping to have the villagers naturally breed. Got 4 beds in their little farmhouse. They're surrounded by plants. They don't really go all the way over to all the plants over there. That's more for me. I originally had the pumpkins and melons growing right here, where, I mean, you can see the rows of them here. There's even one still there. But they would jump up on this and then jump on to the stems and completely squash them, and I would have to replant them like every 2 days, and that got old really fast. We do have one special villager. Oh, I don't know where he is. When to get my first villagers, I didn't actually... There you are. I should name you. Didn't get them from a town. I got them from zombie villagers. I did bring them over from my original area, which we will look at a little bit. But yeah, so I do have one. That's who I get my golden carrots from, because we got a special deal, like getting them cheap. Now this is a bit of terraforming over here. The actual plants, I tried to follow the natural lay of the land to have it kind of have this gradient, and I tried to ka-chunk it. So like the lowest down one, we've got the beets, then one layer up, we've got the wheat all across, and then the potatoes and the carrots, I just split in half because I didn't want to make another another up-down layer. So, and I've got these cute little mushrooms all throughout it to give it light. I tried to, you know, I didn't want to just make tiny little things, and I didn't want to go too ham with the lantern, so I thought I want to add a bunch of these around the island. So they are kind of a pain to make, and I tried to make them all a little bit different, or at least, you know, have 5 or 6 different varieties of them. But I think they'll look super cute in tandem with the tiny ones that I had over at the main base as a way to brighten up the space. My island's pretty dark right now since mobs don't spawn, so that'll be nice. As you can see here, we've got our little... I've been growing the pitcher plants because they match the colors of the home better than the torch flower. But we've got 2 sniffers up here, and this is my first time ever getting sniffers, and oh my god, did it take forever to find them. But I have them now, and now I can make more eggs, so I really like how the egg looks. I don't know why, like, that for some reason is so satisfying to me, but unfortunately you can't keep them as eggs, or at least when I looked it up, you can't, so womp womp. I've got my little allays with a really simple little setup here to have them drop the torch flower and pitcher pod seeds in here so that I don't have to come manually get them, which has been super helpful. Are we gonna get a sniff? Nah, you're teasing. I learned that you can't have them sniff on mycelium, so I had to give them a whole extra special little plot. I want to give them a nice area eventually. This is pretty lame, and ooh, dig. Very nice, great work. Now you can watch the allay do it. It takes it over there, boop, and right into the bin. So it's a pretty nifty little setup. I've never really used allays before this playthrough, so that's been really fun to learn about that. Over here, this is pretty bland. We've just got a reed and, I guess not reed, sugar cane and bamboo farm. So they're collecting down here and over here. Whoa, Jeez, I've got too much bamboo, more than I know what to do with. I might just turn this into more sugarcane, honestly, because I use that way more than bamboo. But we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, it's just a long, kind of like a log, like a fallen log is what I was going for. Like there was a giant tree here, and I think long term I'll want to have some like mushrooms sprouting out of it. Maybe even like, you know, you've seen when like trees fall over and they kind of like just have another offshoot, like one of their branches turns into like the whole tree or that kind of thing. So I might do that too, but right now I just wanted something functional. If we go over here, I've got a little iron farm. It's not super exciting. Oh, look, it's even working. Great. It's been having some difficulties, but really basic iron farm. We have another one that my brother built, but for right now, I just wanted something that is here on my island, since the one he built is way off in the distance. And I don't, like, AFKing is not my favorite thing, you know? I don't love leaving it up or feeling like I need to, like, just hang out over there. So I wanted to put one on my actual island so that I will have it naturally happen and run. So that's been helpful. Over here, well, I guess I can get rid of this bamboo now, huh? Over here, I've got the nether portal. So it's, you know, under the mushroom roots. This is another data pack that lets you move the budding amethyst over. So I wanted to have a little space where I could grow these. I was kind of torn on if I wanted to do that versus like have a whole path to a geode. I might still do a path to a geode just for like as a project, but with how many projects I want to do, I decided that the convenience of this so that I could breed my allays when I want to was worth it. So this was in a natural cave. You can see down here, goes pretty deep. I've explored it a bit. You know, I kind of have a lot of the resources I need, so I don't need to like really go digging in there, but it's nice to have it if I do need something. And a cute little spot for my portal. I have decorated some in the nether, but we're not going to look at that quite yet. If we come over here, just past it, right next to my main base, we have my super smelter, which is powered by dried kelp, and it is not decorated. So I need to build a shell for this. I'm thinking some kind of factory shape that's kind of like overgrown with mushrooms. I want everything to have mushrooms somehow, but they don't need to be mushrooms themselves. So I was smelting a bunch of glass in here. Basically, you know, it's a standard furnace. They swoop by and then fills them up. So if we turn it on, actually, since it's got stuff in it, you can see what it looks like. Why aren't these ones working? Oh, that's weird. That shouldn't have bamboo in it. Okay. There we go. Yeah. So it's fun to watch it work, and it's really satisfying to come back, put like, you know, 20 stacks of sand in there, come back to all that glass. It's lovely, especially for some of the builds that I've been working on. And we've got our little beacon. I definitely want to decorate this. If you have any ideas on how I should decorate this, let me know. I'm thinking some kind of like, it's like a in the middle town square kind of vibes, but I don't know if I want like a structure over it. I know I've got to leave it open, but like, yeah, I'm trying to decide what I actually want to do. So some really side things happening on the island. I've got a little guardian viewing station over here since I've got so many ocean monuments right next to me. I just built this so you can kind of peek in and see them floating around in there, just little goobers. You can see the top of it. I tried to center this around it. And I've got a tiny, like this is just a really, really basic squid ink farm. So they literally just that the guardians will kill squids while they're out here, and the allays hopefully will not get killed by any guardians and will scoop them up. So yeah, no real, this is largely impractical. This actual structure does nothing. It's just for fun. So long term, this giant bridge will also have a minecart track that'll take you over to the other island. But this is for when I want some mindless work. There's another temple over there. We're not gonna go over there. I'm planning to do like another viewing center where you walk straight over it. I lined this up so it goes directly over it. So that'll be fun when I get to that. If we come over here, this is the town entrance, right? There's the metro center. So we'll look at that in a second. But before we do that, just wanted to show off my little, what would you call this? Entrance. We'll just call it entrance. There's a term I'm looking for, but it's not that. giant bridge. This is roughly what the other one's gonna look like. I think that one's like twice as long though, and this one already took a decent chunk of time, so we'll see. But it's fully lit, all that jazz. That over there is my guardian farm, so, and it's got an ink thing too, but with the farm right there, they end up popping up and killing the LAs, so that one was not effective. But guardian farm over there, that was really important because I'm clearly heavily using those blocks for all of the mushroom tops and the lights, so that's been super, super helpful. I'm gonna pause real quick for sleeping, so just hang tight with me. Oh, something cute that I want to show you is I have this little book next to my bed. It's not quite a diary, but I'm keeping track of things that I've made. This is not comprehensive, I need to update it more, but it's mostly stuff I made in the other area. And I've got a section for each biome and things that I'm building. Oh, yep, see, I'm working on that. Things that I've made in them, like I built a small house in the birch forest. When I was exploring, I found this cute cherry grove, so I made a little house, and you're not gonna get to see that if I naturally run into it again, maybe, but some of these are just gonna be a little secret for me. This one's got a hut over there, some stuff for my brother to maybe go find. He left me this beautiful turtle, cowboy turtle. So yeah, I just want to keep track of stuff in there as this game gets, bigger and I keep going further and I have more things. Right now I can hold it all in my head, but if I actually play this for years and years, then it's not going to stay that way. So I'm kind of excited for when I forget things because rediscovering things I've built will be so fun. So if we go down here, we've got our Metro Center. I've got this cute little rail system set up. Oh no. Oh, okay. It's working. Whee. This does nothing. It's completely impractical. It's just decorative. But I think it's fun. I like having moving parts. If we want to grab this, I'm just gonna pop it here. It's got a whole thing it'll do if you go around with the lights, but it's kind of useless after I set it up. I realized that it wasn't helpful. So off we go. We get a nice view of Guardian Farm. I wanted to put something around it and decorate it, but hey, you know how this goes. We'll get there eventually. And maybe something over there. I haven't figured out anything for... I feel like I need to put stuff in the water at this point with how long this path right here is, so you have something interesting to look at. Maybe like a shark mouth over there or something. I don't know. I've got sharks on the brain since I made that video, so I've got a pretty bridge over there. And there's another angle of the farm. This took forever. I did this in one day, but it was like 12 hours straight. It was stupid. I spent way too long on this, so. But I wanted to have a nice way to get back to my original base, since it will forever live in my heart. And it has been interesting, I'm just gonna go there, to have this feel like so long ago. So here we've got our little enchanting area, and this is still actually my only enchanting area, so I need to come back to that, to making one on my mushroom island, so I don't have to make a whole trip if I want to enchant something. I built this cute little bridge you could get across since I put the station over there. This looks really cute on a map. It is a peace symbol. It's supposed to be like the like Kung Fu Panda inspired. I think I might have mentioned that before. My fiance had that idea, so it's a cute little spot. Got our horse stables here. I saw a skeleton horse, but I cannot find it again. I was like, I'll get it in a second, and then it disappeared, so I'll get another one eventually. I love this little water area. I think it's super cute. Got our little frog statue here. And if we actually go up to it, I put a little boat in its mouth, so if you get too close and you click on it, then you're eaten and then you get pooped right out. So I just think that's fun. He got a badonk on him. He a chunky boy. This is just a cute little space that I really like. The main base, nothing has really changed if you've watched any of my other episodes. This has been pretty much what it looked like since I finished building it. The chickens have moved, but it's pretty basic. This is my original. I made leather armor, so I've got that. I want to collect all of the armor, so I'm working on collecting chainmail. I think I've only found helmets and boots so far, so not doing great on that front. But you can get a little view up here, which is not as interesting now since I've got elytra, but it is nice. You can kind of see out. There's the graveyard over there. There's my chicken with his booty. Over there's the stuff my brother's been building, and it is kind of fun to see the other side of the mine carts over there. So yeah, we'll go ahead and pop back down. Okay, over here we've got our little farm. I built this cute little greenhouse here, which I think is really cute, especially trying to use the tough blocks there since they are one that I've never really used before. Up here we've got our stuff if I want to grab my shears or if I need some extra flowers to make more bees. I've got my supplies up there. And yeah, it's just a cute little thing. This is my little Valheim inspired area. I really wanted to try to replicate that vibe because I feel like that's where I always make, you know, it's a lot of boat stuff in Valheim, so I thought it'd be fun to try to replicate that. I put my fire in here. I've got the kind of like thatch roofing is what I was going for there. Having like the angled, you know, you've got to have the angled roofs, you can't have flat roofs in it, and having fires, and you know, tried to do that like big fire pit. I should probably put something to like cook food here. That would help the vibe. And the torches, I tried to do like the torch posts from Valheim. So it's kind of barren here. I need to do more decorating, but you know, I never really use this space, so I'm not a big fishing person. So yeah, we'll maybe get back to that eventually. A little farm area. This house is originally where that farmer that I brought over lived, so he got to move, so this is just an empty hut now. Excuse you. Oh, hello. Before we look at the graveyard, let's go look at our thicken. I think we'll do, I kind of want to do a separate video spotlighting this little guy because he's got an interesting interior, and these were actually birthed from this chicken. Whoa, yeah, you got to see it in action there. That's great. So yeah, I'll link to a separate video when that's been made about that, because that was just a fun build that I think deserves its own little spotlight. Over here we've got the graveyard. Oh yeah, let's look at the graveyard first. I am tracking all of my deaths here. So if we pop open this, we've got a book and quill, and these actually all represent a different death. This one's 3 deaths. But in here, yeah, here's my notes on the most recent reason I died and all of the different deaths that I've had in their amounts. I know Minecraft also tracks it, but I like having a little book and having to come put it in my grave. And the other cross is for if I die from a non-mob related death. So that's a lot of deaths from fall damage. There's a reason I'm not playing on hardcore, but yeah. And we actually did, whoa, hello goobers. Okay. We did use this building to transform the zombie villagers because we thought that was, you know, it was cute. I mean, cute. I mean, we were reviving the undead, but doing it in the graveyard in the, I don't know what those are called. I looked it up at some point. I don't know. The death building. It was a vibe. So over here, this is our little shooting range that I built. And you actually will get a reward for hitting the furthest target. And watch me take a million years to hit it. Yay! So you get a little diamond, plays a little song. It does play music if you hit the other ones, but it is not as, you don't get the whole reward. You just get the boo-ba-da-boo, so. I've got these little chairs here. I don't know how I feel about this. The boat chairs worked better before they added oars, but it is what it is. I think that really covers everything. We've got our starter village over there. I will want to add more to it eventually. Acacia wood isn't my favorite, so it was a fun challenge, and it has been, building all of these different things using cobblestone. I mean, all these things that I don't really use. And of course, in my main village, a lot more of the things that I do, I love using the newer stones, and I mean, they're not really new anymore. It's been a while since Minecraft updated, but it feels new to me. And I'm really excited to see what I build over the next month, especially since this, you know, the first month I had the going slow phase and having to collect all of my stuff. And I've done a lot of, you know, I've got full netherite tools and armor and all of that jazz, and I won't need to spend time on that. So isn't that nifty? Drops you off. This is actually saying it's going to go again, so I'm going to break it, but you'll see it lights up. Boop. So if you had a whole bunch of people getting on and off, then it could be automatic, but that's not reality. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me for this. I hope you've gotten some inspiration from looking at all of these builds. And if you have any ideas for things that I should build next or projects that I should get started on, let me know because I'd love to hear them. Thank you and bye.